Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Okay. Thank you. Let me introduce you at first.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Vishav Jyoti. She is an assistant professor of Department of Sociology, Government Degree College, Dorlaghat, India, and she has several published research paper articles and chapters in books, in edited books related to gender issues. She has been awarded for the Best Paper Award. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Please share your presentation.
Am I able to share my presentation, ma'am? Can you let me know?
You are audible, but your screen is not.
Now?
Yeah, now it's visible. Please go to the slideshow mode.
Okay. Here it is.
You may press F5. You may press F5.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. And ma'am, thank you so much for this kind introduction. Myself Vishav Jyoti, and I'm from India. First of all, I would like to take the privilege to thank Dr. Salaria and Dr. Hasrat and Grassroot Institute for giving me this opportunity to share my research paper with all of you. Respected chair, co-chair, and all the dignitaries who are present here. The title of my paper is Pastoral Life of Gujjars, a study of life of Gujjars in Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh, India. As we all know, that pastoral society is that kind of society, the people whose life is based on pastoralism, and these are basically nomadics, and they believe in this herding of the animals. So when humans made use of animals for domestic purposes, started raising and herding animals. So my paper is basically an attempt to highlight the pastoral lives of Gujjars. Pastoralism is not unknown. There was a time when pastoralism was a dominant mode of production and predominant livelihood strategy. Nevertheless, a lot of transitions have taken place, and the pastoral economy has transformed into the industrial one, agrarian one, and different kind of, it has gone into different kind of transitions, as we all know. So my study, which is on the pastorals of this Himachal Pradesh. So as we know, India is home to large number of pastoral groups. We have 35 million pastoralists in India. And my study, which is on Gujjars, which is a pastoral group. Gujjars constitute one of the major pastoral tribes of Himachal Pradesh, and they account for 23.6% of total scheduled tribe population of the state. The Gujjars of Himachal Pradesh, basically they are divided into two sects, Muslims and Hindus. The Hindu Gujjars, very interestingly, I would like to share here that the Hindu Gujjars are leading a settled life, whereas the Muslim Gujjars, they are completely nomads and they are pastorals. These tribes, these tribal groups, I mean the Gujjars, the pastoralists, are known to use a large number of wild plants for various purposes like medicines, food, fodder, fuels, and etc. That means these people, they are very well acquainted with the nature, and these people, they are well maintaining the forest areas in order, because that is their main source of livelihood. So these people, they're maintaining. But what has been seen when I did my research, when I did my work, I found that these communities are greatly neglected by the planners and by the researchers, which should have not been there, but it is like this in India. Therefore, forests have maintained the very existence of these tribes. The Muslim Gujjars are found exclusively in the Himalayan region, leading a pastoral, semi-nomadic, semi-agricultural life in trans humans. They live in these regions in complete biosocial and geographical isolation. They are eco-friendly, as I told you earlier, that they are eco-friendly because their main source of livelihood, it is through forest only. So they are eco-friendly, and they don't indulge themselves in any kind of conflict with the environment, because that would lead to, any kind of, if they are exposing themselves, any kind of conflict with the environment, obviously that would not be in their favor. So they are very much eco-friendly. And as far as the ecology is concerned, they are the stewards with their traditional knowledge of ecology and its management. And moreover, these Muslim Gujjars, they have Islamic religion, where the Islam forbids wasting of resources and destroying of the environment. The Prophet ordered the Muslims not to cut trees during the war. So therefore, we can say that conserving the environment is a religious duty of every Muslim. And these Gujjars, these pastoralists, their basic economy revolves around rearing of buffaloes, and they survive by selling milk and milk products to the settled villagers. They often rely upon middlemen, owing to whom many are now in debt. The nomadic Gujjars have difficulties in having land ownership, and at times are subjected to eviction from their campsites. But the settled Gujjars have a more comfortable life and have resorted to pastoralists. The Gujjars of Himachal Pradesh are one of the most marginalized communities, as I told you. And living in the far-flung areas, these tribal groups are the first to be hit by vagaries of nature, such as drought, such as flood, infectious diseases, economic and cultural displacement, etc. This is a picture of Gujjars and how they are having their buffaloes along with them. Gujjar, the meaning of Gujjar, that is, here I just want to say that they are the destroyers of the enemy. Research methodology which I adopted in order to have my study, that is basically on primary and secondary basis. And I interviewed 250 Muslim Gujjars of Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh, India. But let me tell you that it was quite very much difficult for me to have the information from these Muslims because of their this frequent mobility, because they used to visit different places. They don't remain at one place because these people, they are basically very much, moving. They're frequently moving from one place to another place. So it was quite not possible for me to have more respondents into my study. So I took 250 respondents in order to have my studies. And the purpose why I had this study to understand the socio-demographic profile of the Gujjars and to recommend some sort of strategies to empower and enable them to take up livelihood opportunities based on sustainable and equitable use of natural resources in Himachal Pradesh. The results of my study, while I observed, while I took interviews of these Gujjars, I found that the majority of the respondents, who were 250, they were illiterates and they were females, and they were maintaining the joint family housing structure, and they were not. The study also revealed that child marriage is very much prevalent, despite the fact there is legal age of marriage. But even then, these people, they adopt this different kind of child marriage. It is being practiced in this area, and they have complete dearth of basic amenities and economic conditions, which compel them to live in the unhygienic and filthy conditions, and as a result they get a number of diseases. They are socially conservative, economically pastoral, and they preserve their own traditional culture. And very interestingly, I would like to share here one thing that they, the Muslim Gujjars, what they do, they marry their daughters in the early age, and then after marriage, these girls, these females, they remain in their family, and after attaining puberty only, they are being sent to their home, married home. So they remain in their families until they get puberty. That means child marriage is very much prevalent over these people. They practice child marriage. And there is a very effective organization among these Gujjars, these pastoralists, which is known as Dera. Dera means, Dera, it is a Hindi word, so that means a group. And they have Bradri Panchayats also. Bradri Panchayat means the people who are the elderly people, they make some sort of people, they gather together, and then what they do, they deal with the cases which are involving sex, property, and status. So these people, they are dealing with all these kind of cases. And the houses which are being instructed, they are being constructed, they are made of muds, and which is known as kotha. The study concluded that the participation of Gujjar women in agriculture has always been high for settled Muslim Gujjars, and it has been increased during the past years because of the migration of immense number of men to get paid work in other parts of India. The study also revealed that government, the state government, the central government, they have made number of policies in order to uplift these people. But what has been seen, that despite of these kind of schemes being initiated by the government, these people are completely unaware because of their pastoral nature, because of their moving from one place to another place. They are not very much acquainted with these kind of policies. As I told, that my study would recommend some sort of steps how these people, they can be uplifted in the society. So I believe that the policies should be framed after having complete discussion with these people, and in keeping their problems in mind. Only then any kind of policies should be framed. And then what I feel that these Gujjars, they are basically very much contributing in the economy of the country of India. So what I believe that they should be they believe, or they sell milk, and they sell milk products also. So there should be some sort of concentration over their efforts on daily development, how those can be dwelt. And conservative Gujjars should be educated and scientifically improve their breed of buffaloes. And this free insurance can be provided to these nomadic people, and promotion of veterinary health services could be done, and the pasturable lands should be increased. I conclude my I conclude my research paper, and that the pace of transformation among Muslim Gujjars of Himachal Pradesh with the changing environment is very low. Therefore, various government and non-government agencies should come forward with plans of development without harming the culture of Gujjars, so that they can be uplifted and become a part of mainstream society. Now, it is hoped that these people who are pastoralists will also come forward in line with other prosperous communities, provided sincere efforts upward. And these are the dresses of Muslim Gujjars, which I come across when I did my studies. So these are the dresses being worn by Muslim Gujjars, and these are the references which I took. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your excellent presentation. You have mentioned several things about the pastoral life of Muslim Gujjars. You have mentioned that the tribal people are actually maintaining the forest resources. They are not destroying the forest resources. They are basically the eco-friendly, and they are maintaining the environmental balance and not create any harm to the environment. And you have used several nice pictures. That was great. And you have mentioned about the child marriages, but they already adopted a strategy so that their girl go to their husband's house after their maturity. It was great. We have learned many things from your presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
And now I would like to introduce our next presenter.